Okay, so I haven't done one of these for a while, so we're gonna sit down and do a quick inbox review for Academy's F-4c Vietnam War, which I will be building for Alclad to take to yeah, no, I've forgotten, Telford, oh, of all places to forget, Telford for the Nationals this year. And it will be on view with a bit of luck, provided I don't mess it up, which I hopefully won't. Um, Basically what we're going to do, we're going to use everything we do in this, we're going to use Alclad paints. So the Alclad mil specs, the Alclad metals, the hog washers, the war pigs, everything's going to be used on this one particular kit. And I have something else that's going to be done after this, providing I pull the proverbial out and we get done. Now, I've built a couple of these kits from Academy. One in the standard Navy guise, which was the Coral Sea. We built that when it first came out a couple of years ago now. And then last year with the Rock and Rhinos Edward release rather. Brilliant kit. Obviously this is slightly different. It's the F-4c, so we're going to give this one a go. I've been reliably informed that this is Robin Old's plane, and I suppose being a great pilot that he was, I've got to do it justice, so let's hopefully I can do. So straight away, box art is beautiful. Unlike the British stuff we have now, we've got a MiG-21 being shot down by Robin from his F-4c. What else we got? We got on the sides, we've got basically got just pictures of the plane we can make. I'm not sure, I haven't opened this box apart from taking the paints that were sent out from with it from me. It is a C-type which was used in the Vietnam War. This, unlike the Hasegawa kits, although I think it's a little bit better now, it comes with a lot of different armament, which we will play about with later. But anyway, we'll get on with the kit. So basically what we're going to do, open the box and have a look inside. We'll put that inside the box for now. The reason I'm starting to do this now is the Spitfire that we've been doing just lately is getting to the point now where she's ready for another gloss coat. The decals are bedded down and she's ready for a gloss coat and sorting out from there. So we'll do that later. Right, now first of all, have we got enough room here? Let's just have a quick look. That's it, yeah. So we've got the clear sprue. I'll keep that there. Now, over the years, transparencies have got better, should I say? Constantly better all the time. But due to mouldings, we're going to get this seam line. Now on this, I'll do a video of removing the seam lines and polishing them up, and then we dip them in aqua gloss, which will then take away Alclad LC 600 aqua gloss, which then will take out any little tiny buff marks that are left. So it should be clear. But as you can see, looking down, if you go across the lines there, you can see that it's actually, the transparencies are clear as a bell. They look really, really good. And then we go up to the side. Little bits and bobs that are on there look absolutely superb. gun sights and things, but there's a little trick to this which I'll show you later, or a little sideshow to this which we'll show you later at the end of this initial build or initial run through. Lay that one there for a moment, move the Spitfire out of the way, across there. Right, so we've got usual check parts list before unsealing. Yeah, righto, we all do that, don't we? So straight on to the body. As you know, the top piece is one piece, so it saves all the seam lines at the top. Where you'd normally have a seam line across, don't get that. That has to go a seam line, which used to be the previous best kit to buy, has gone, so it won't be an issue. As you can see, it's beautifully put together. It's strong. The plastic is nice and hard. I don't like soft plastic, especially when you're using hot glues like Tamiya Extra Thin. It melts it too quick, i.e. Airfix, for instance. You use a very, very soft plastic. But then going back to this, the rivet and detail and the engraving is absolutely lovely. I don't know how well you'll be able to pick this up on camera, but if I move it around, hopefully you'll be able to see the different areas that are there. And it's looking pretty awesome, to be truthful with you. It's got that shape, that beautiful shape of the Phantom we all love. Put that away. Right, next in, the tails. Now, I did see a review on this kit the other week, and the guy who was doing it was moaning about the colour plastic. At the end of the day, we're going to paint it. What does it matter? Nobody likes working with white or black plastic, particularly. But hey ho, it's what it is, and we have to make do with that. Just put, we haven't got the dog in here for a change, so I put them on the floor. Makes a change. Anyway, back to this. Two types of tail planes, all in one piece, which is nice, so there's no gluing together. They look absolutely gorgeous, and the amount of detail and rivet detail on these is just incredible. I can just see the difference in the tail, in the sections here. Not a great deal of difference. The tail itself, again, beautifully done. Be very careful of the pitot tubes or whatever they are at the top there. Sawn it in. As you can see, I do love my aircraft, but I'm not a nerd on them. Now I've got the rear of the tail there. Some small bits on here. Not a hint of flash on this whatsoever. It's beautiful. You literally snip it off, quick flash over with a stick, and you're done. But they look absolutely adorable. The rivets in there are absolutely tiny. They are right to where they should be. Absolutely beautiful. Both sides is crisp. Although there is a little bit of a rough texture, but because we're painting this in Alclad mil specs, and it'll be Alclad primed first with microfiller and primer, any imperfections will be hidden, which is a nice thought. So yeah, that looks lovely. And on this one, small little thing, we have the ejector packs, which will be for the bombs and the missiles. Again, beautifully detailed, heavily detailed for the size of the unit. Gorgeous. I'll come in later on for the bombs. Right, another one. Oh, black plastic. Again, like I said, I don't care what colour plastic it is. At the end of the day, we're going to paint it. So we have the Phantom infamous clamshell. Now, I've already done a video on how I do my clamshells, although this one will be done slightly different, as I now have all the Alclad's paints and can do them up. We have a slight seam line that runs down the middle there. Now I'll have to do some research, but I've got a funny feeling that same seam line should not be there. I think it's all one piece, but I will have a look. But otherwise than that, it's beautifully moulded, no flash anywhere, no major clean up. Like I say, apart from that seam line, which if it shouldn't be there, I will clean it up. But again, lovely. Move to one side. The instrument panels. Now, I've done one of these, no, both the ones that I've done. Yes, we've had Edward seat belts and bits and pieces put to it, but there is something slightly different about this one, which I'll show you in a minute. If you're going to make this out straight out of the box, you've got all your bits and pieces on there. There's all raised. All the holes are the dials are there. You just literally have to paint them in. Normally I paint them in by hand. And on the side consoles, and then you obviously got the HUD unit at the front. Again, beautifully moulded, not the slightest hint of flash on them. Absolutely gorgeous. And then what we got here, we got the nozzles, which are heavily protected by very thick pieces of plastic right the way around them, which is a fantastic idea, and I love it. They're all in one piece. Looking in the inside, I can't see no defects in the mould. The flash, there isn't any. Looking on the outside, again, no defects. They look good to me. No real reason to go out and buy a resin set for those. And again, the inside of the engine, fluted, I would call it, and protected. This is what I like. Different nozzles for this. I think these are the actual C version, and again, absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, the box is made up of quite a few bits which join between each kit, so they're good. You know, the actual kit itself is fantastic. The compressor blades, again, excuse me, beautifully moulded, and the afterburner rings. I mean, if you wanted to, you could drill these out, make them look spot on, but someone like me who just loves building the models as they are, this is just one heck of a kit. The arrestor hook, standard procedure on an F4, and the wheel hubs. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that is just beautifully moulded. Again, not a hint of flash anywhere so far. Gorgeous. You've got the rest of the clamshell, the rear of it, and again, the detail just pings out at you. I know I've been on and on about it, but it is literally pure detail and fantastic. There isn't, again, a seam line along the middle. I'll have to check that out, but I've got a funny feeling that shouldn't be there, but we can soon get rid of that. Right, another large sprue. Here we go. So we've got wheels, lots of different wheels for the different aircraft, although they're slightly thinner and thicker. Now, I've heard one modeler moan about these two-part wheels with a hub separate. Personally, I like them because you can paint the spray the wheels, spray the hubs, flick them together. No masking needed, nothing like that. Then you've got the twin seats a bit further down here. You've got the rears of the seats. Again, the moulding is fantastic, and the sides, more side panels for the front of the cockpit. The hoop that goes over for protection and also to strengthen the canopy. Joystick is absolutely incredible, and then the seat work is just off this planet. Looks fantastic. You don't need aftermarket for this kit. fantastic kit. Right, again, another big sprue this time. And we'll just whip that off there. Keep the bags so they don't rub together. Put them on the floor. So what we have here now, we have the wing tips. Again, these are slightly angled upwards, looking great. And again, the detail is absolutely off this planet. Academy really went to town on this and did a fantastic job. Two types of nose. Again, I'm not a nerd when it comes to any aircraft, but these, obviously for interchangeable reasons, are there. Twins. Has this got the this has got the radar underneath, so that'll be that one. That'll be used. You got your bits and pieces, your hard points, and what have you. Now, if you look on the side panels of this, just here, there is some beautiful detail, which is like not cloth, but it's padded, and it's fantastic. It really does look good. And with a wash, like a hogwash, it's just going to show up and ping out. You've got the intakes for the engines. Again, beautiful, and these go together just perfect. So no, there's no issues there. And on this end, we've got the tub and the rest of the intake area. Again, beautifully detailed. You can probably hear that. That's not rough. That's where the detail is. It's fantastic stuff. And the tub itself, which looks very, very bare, but remember, in this kit there is so much to make onto it. It's fantastic. Then these four sections are your nose sections for the radar. Different aircraft had different designations, had different radars. Looking absolutely superb. And then you've got four top tails for the B, C, D and E along there. Looking absolutely wonderful again. This is possibly, I think at the moment, next to the 120 or 110 pounds to my 132nd Spitfire and Mustang, this has to be one of the best kits on the market today for the price. Again, a white sprue, but there you go, that's life. Can't whinge about that. We've got figures. We've got standard figures on this one. I think there's 3 figures in total. We've got the internal intakes. No. And on the inside, no ejector pin marks to get rid of. So all we're talking about getting rid of is the where they join, which is a piece of cake to do. And I might even do a video of that, show you how to get rid of those without any hassles. Different hubs, obviously again for different marks. The internals of the undercarriage bay, or the front undercarriage bay, and some small tiny pieces to go into the undercarriage. These, when they're put together, they are fantastic. You've got part of the forward fuselage. So I think if I remember correctly, part of the undercarriage bay is built up under the cockpit, so it all joins together. Then we've got some fuel tanks, not overly detailed, but then were they in real life? I don't know, to be honest. Then we've got a gun pod. Again, I'm not sure if that goes on this one, but we'll find out as we go along and build it. Undercarriage, bay doors, front ones, absolutely superb. Detail on everything that you see, absolutely everything, there's detail. And so far there's not an ejector pin mark, and I haven't seen the slightest piece of flash. So hats off to Hasegawa, they know what they're doing. With the FLIR system is there, Just lay that on this so it doesn't get touched by those. Right. Come to the armament. Now you are going to have quite a few bits for the spares box on this, which we all love. Now we're looking at the, let's get rid of that one because that is a double. Again, more fuel tanks, raised detail and recessed. These do look a lot better than the other ones, I must admit, but then hey, a lot of them would just throw away, so don't worry. We've got more wheel hubs. There's wheel hubs everywhere on this kit. We've got the little £1,000 bombs, or the £500 bombs, napalm bombs, whatever they were in those days. Again, as I said, I'm not a nerd on this aircraft. I love the aircraft, but I'm not a nerd. I do like them. And you've got the bomb ejector racks. Again, not the slightest hint of flash. Absolutely gorgeous to look at. Tiny little noses for the bombs here. Absolutely fantastic. And we come to another set of missiles, short range and long range heat seekers. Again, lovely detail. Now I was going to use a set of resin ones, but looking at this again, it's been a year since I last built one, so I had forgotten what they were, how good they were. To be truthful, you don't need resin, not for these. They're absolutely gorgeous. So they'll be done, ready for the show at Telford, and they will be on the aircraft, which I generally don't arm my aircraft because they take so much time, but I'm going to do that one because they're gorgeous. And we've got a double set. Now if you notice, these are not soft. This plastic isn't soft. It takes quite a pressure to bend it, which is lovely. So that's that one. Then we come to two quite large sprues. Well, one large and one small. Let's put that one away for a second. Right, we have the underneath. Now again, it's not over detailed, but then apparently they weren't. But it is rough. If you were going to metallize this, you'd have to absolutely polish the heck out of it to get it nice and shiny and ready. But being we're using mil-spec paints, Alclad 2's mil-spec paints, they are not going to be needed. And again, ejector marks, if there are any, they're depressed. And no, they don't need Valium, but they are depressed. So you don't get any issues with them. And they look absolutely gorgeous. Inside of the wheel wells, or the wheel well bay doors, again the detail on these is absolutely fantastic. The only slight little issue with them that I can see, and it's the only issue I found wrong with the kit so far, is, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it or pick up with the camera, in that bay there, and there are little ejector pin marks. All over the kit they managed to keep the ejector pin marks away, but here there's 3 on that one, 3 on that one, and on the bigger doors there's 1, 2, 3. Easy to get rid of with Mr. Surfacer, or even using Alcalad's primer and microfiller from a brush. You could just drop it a little bit in there and that will self-level and fill those without any issues. So we're going through again parts of the wheel well again, absolutely amazing. The detail that Academy have put into this kit, well thought out, fantastic. I mean, Ed would normally take a good kit and just add bits that it's missing. this time, I think when I did the Rhino, it was just a couple of seats, wheels. I don't think there was even engines in it. I've got one to compare it with. Have a look. Anyway, the top of the wings, again, beautifully detailed. Rivets are absolutely gorgeous. They all go to where they should do. There's no stopping halfway and missing them out. Absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, we have C, D and J variants. So obviously the E wings were slightly different. Hence I suppose they were in a different bag. Again, absolutely fantastic. Everything's down. Very little on the bottom of the wheel bays, but there's something you can detail up if you wanted to. But I can't moan about that. Absolutely superb. We got here another set of HUDs and instrument panels, presumably for another mark, probably for the E. No, they wouldn't be for the E, would they? Be for the B or the J version. But that's great to see that you get that chance in each kit. Right, now this is what you get for decals. Now that is just the stencils. I'm not going to get them out because you can probably see them clearly enough through there. That is ridiculous. I know a Phantom is covered in stencils, but there is... Hang on, I'll try to work it out till we get to the missiles, which start here. So we've got 191 stencils before we start on the missile system. And then we have the decals for one plane for Robin Old's aircraft, which is here. Beautifully in register, but then they will be, that's cartograph. Some of the best decals on the market, next to extra decals, which I think are fantastic as well. But can't complain about that. Absolutely beautiful. What we got here now, this is one thing that I like, and I think they've done a lovely job of. We've got a lovely colour call out, which as I'm building it will be stuck in front of me so that I can see what I'm doing. Great colour call outs for all the different colours of the metals, the different colour call outs for the tans and the dark greens, the medium greens, the dark earths, or the American tan as they call it. Absolutely fantastic. And of course you've got the main decal call outs here without the stencils, which will be over here. Now that is what you call a stencil call out. Now that takes patience and time. Time I have, patience we'll see. But personally I think she looks gorgeous with them all on. And again, the beautiful greens and the tan, or the earth colours, fantastic. Shows you how to mark the tail up. It even shows in the engine colours, which is just magic. Decals for the sidewinders and the 500 pounders, ready to go. I won't use the decals on those. I'll spray those. Be a lot easier than the decals, to be honest. Obviously the decal stencil part will, but the actual roundels on all of these I will spray. Piece of cake to do them. But again, a lovely pot thought. I've got some bitter old rubbish. Warning! Not to be built for under 3 years old. Blimey, if I was 3 and could build like that, I'd be well happy. Right, we've got another bit of blurb here. Again, this is the how to mount the weapons. Absolutely crazy amount of weapons. Looks great. I might arm this right up. So we go, and this is the original, the Sundowners that I built which is still on my shelf. An aircraft I see every day, and one I've never seen. So that's great as well. Keep that in the box. Now, most people do the instructions first. I haven't. I come to them last. As you can see, we've got Humbrol enamel and acrylics, GSI Creos, which is Aqueous Hobby and Mr. Colour callouts, Life Colour, Testers, Revel, Vallejo, Model Colour and Model Air. But as usual, half the Model Air is missing. Typical. Even enamel acrylics, half of them are missing. But I can assure you, Alclad will have the full setup very soon. Okay, so open her up. Straight into the cockpit, which I'm not going to worry about too much. There is a reason. But as you can see, she builds up from a basic cockpit into a fantastic looking pit to look into. But we'll come at that in a minute. Making up the internal, the front gear, undercarriage bay. The detail again, like I said, is phenomenal. Be very careful of this piece here when you build it, because you will break it. I have done in the past, and it's a pain to glue back. Proper photographs of how it goes together. The undercarriage. Now, when I built this, if I remember, I built the F-4c and didn't put the legs in first. I was going to do that last. Didn't work. You need to put these legs in. Not brilliant idea, as far as I'm concerned, but you need to build those legs up. And you've got round the bays on the rear again. Absolutely fantastic detail. Jumps a little bit. Oh, it's an open folded one. Didn't realise that. Let's put that back up there. So your bay's going in, and as you can see, we have got an insert. As I said, there weren't a lot of detail there, but there is an insert to go in there, so that should make it even look better. Oh, sorry, no, that's your rear air brakes. There you go. We have two Johnny Pilots, which we'll paint up. We might not put in this one. There is a reason. May have one just standing beside him when he's on the ground. The air intake's gone together with your compressor blades. The afterburner rings going on to the exhausts. Those going in. Get this bit right. When you lay this in, or when you glue this bit in here, get that right. These will just lay perfect, and then your outside clamp in perfectly. Again, the engine's going on. I never put these on first because they don't need to go on. Paint the inside of the engines or your exhausts. Paint these separately. Put the whole thing together, and then paint and put them on afterwards. That way you get a really good thing, really good join, and you also get a really clean join, which is what you're after. Then we go into putting it in the seats, building the seats up. Again, brilliantly seats to come with the kit, but I'm going to skim over them. Top going on at the bottom. I know that fits lovely. Done, like I said, I've done a couple of these before. You've got the cannon area being covered up. Two little guys going in. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. We'll have to see. Intakes being made up and put on the side. Like I said, the fit on these, if you get them, you just take your time, they will fit. Different radar dome being put on, and the air scoops. Canopy ring, head up display. The HUD head up display, and then we go on to the main shell. Now I put this on. If you leave these engines off, you can get at this and spray it properly, which is what we want to do. Okay, right, again over. So we've got the flaps being made up. and they go on nice and easy. I believe the flaps can be posed, and then we have a little insert going on each of the wingtips so that creates the angle for you, so it's easy. We've then got the tail going on. Obviously that will be left off till last, it's a glass piece. Tail going on, tail planes going on. Again, they'll be sprayed up before they go on. You've got the different type of top for the tail, which they're all different. Again, wheels, depends which hubs have got to go in for the wheels themselves. The front undercarriage being built and put together with the wheels on. Obviously we would just build that up as it is, put it in, and then put the wheels on later. The doors, wheel doors going on for the main undercarriage. You've got parts, covering parts going in. Beautiful glass parts going in the front of that door. I won't use them, I use crystal clear, a lot easier. And then we go on to next one, which is page 12. Showing you can have the air brakes open. Obviously that's red in here and red at the bottom. And then we start on the missiles, the bombs and the bomb racks. Right and left. Then we've got the fuel tanks, missiles and fuel tanks going on. 500 pounders. Mr. Old Salutin. Might do him beside it. And we do it. We've even got a nice little ladder to get up, which that will go in. Just looking at this is stunning, to be honest. Like I said, we'll get rid of those seams out of those canopies. We've got a little piece to go on top for the rear view mirror. At the back we have a call out sheet, and as you can see here, there is a list of parts as long as your leg for the unused. So obviously they made this so it was integratable, which is the way to do things nowadays. So personally I think this kit looks absolutely brilliant and value for money at about 36 quid from Hannon's or Nicky at the Trainers. Well worth the money. Now what I did, I decided to do a little bit different, is put this little girl in. Little girl. Well, pair of pliers. Excuse me. Now this is the Airs, and yes it is pronounced Airs, not Aries. This is the Airs cockpit, designed specifically for this kit. And just get that thing out, because we don't really want to take it out too much. And what we shall do, just gently pull that out. There's the seat, HUD. Walls of the seat. I mean, you can see the photo etch, which is sellotaped in now. I'm not going to add it at the minute. There's photo etch belts, parts for the instrument panels, basically everything you could want in this. She looked absolutely gorgeous, and of course being in photo etch, it's going to be more in scale. Now the seats are absolutely superb, fantastic looking seats, and of course with the photo etch details on them, they are really going to ping out. And because we're going to have the hoods up or the canopies up, you're going to be able to see them, which is the lovely part. Then we've got the head up display, a little bit of clean up, nothing major. Be absolutely lovely. Right, we've got some wiring for the back of the instrument panels, which will go down here. Eventually, absolutely stunning piece of resin. The side walls, again, absolutely fantastic. They do look great. Smaller pieces, a little bit of flash, but we'll forgive that because it'll literally just pull away or with a sharp knife cut it off. Radar unit which goes on, other little bits and pieces. Control stick for the rear, and then the other side panel. The detail this will bring out just on the inside with dry brushing and washers is going to be absolutely fabulous, and it will make the kit. I say make the kit, I mean the kit itself is absolutely perfect as far as I'm concerned. But I like to put a resin cockpit in, especially if it's going to be a show bird as this one is. And to be honest, I ain't done one for a little while, so it'll be fun. So that's really it from the Academy F-4c Vietnam War. For my friends on Vietnam Radio, I hope we're going to watch this. Like I said, this is going to be done for the Alclad stand at Telford. Hopefully I'll be able to see it, if it's good enough when it's done. Who knows? So that's that bit of luck. Other than that, don't forget to visit Alclad on Facebook. We've got Mil-Spec, Warpig and Alclad 2 range, all on Facebook, or me personally at MD Modelworks, or have a look at www.mdmodelworks.com on the net. Hope you enjoyed it. First one for ages. Let's hope it went alright. Thanks guys.